it is almost 100% guaranteed that you will most certainly not want to do the thing that you love doing. You're not going to want to draw 100% of the time, every day, 7 days a week, 30 times a month, 12 months out of the year. You're not going to want to do it. You're not always going to want to do that. It's never going to happen. No matter how inspired you are or how motivated you are, you're not going to want to draw all the time. There's going to be days that you don't want to draw. You're not going to want to do it. It's just not possible. Unless you're like one of those weird obsessive compulsive types where like you obsess on one thing, and that's it. But if you're not that type, you're not going to want to draw all the time. I don't want to draw every day. I never do. Like almost every day, I do not want to draw. It's just how it is. Like I just want to hit the lazy button every day. Like I want to sit back, be lazy on my phone, or watch Netflix or Disney Plus if I had Disney Plus. I just want to basically hit the lazy button. I don't want to do chores. I don't want to go to work. I just don't want to do it. But if art is something that you are pursuing, if it is something that you want to improve upon, you have to do it. You have to do it. There's no way around it. You have to do the things that you don't want to do, even if those things you want to do. If that makes sense. It's kind of weird. Like I'm basically saying, I don't want to draw, but I want to draw, or I want to improve at art, but I don't want to do the thing that is going to allow me to improve, it's just, there's just no like backdoor way. And you might find yourself, I've done this before, you might find yourself binge watching how-to videos on YouTube or watching Bob Ross videos on Netflix. You might find yourself scrolling through TikToks, trying to find the next best meta on how to draw. You'll do anything. You'll mow the lawn. You'll do the laundry. You'll clip your nails. You'll do all the hard things known to man. And to avoid it, you'll do all the hard things to avoid doing the thing that you're passionate about. I've done it. I will sit in my chair and just stare at the screen, stare at the sketchbook, stare at the painting, and try to find some sort of scapegoat, some sort of way out of it. There's days like that. There's so many days. I would have art shows. Where I had deadlines I had to complete artworks. And I would find reasons or excuses not to go to the studio or not to create work for the art show. I would try my best because it's hard. It's like taking a mirror and looking at yourself. Whenever you look at the mirror, you're like, oh my gosh, look how ugly you are. Ew. This is your face. Oh my gosh. I gotta wake up to this every day. Oh my gosh. It's like when you're an artist and you're making work, you are approaching yourself honestly every day and attacking like flaws in your artwork. And flaws in your artwork is like attacking your own personal self. and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that as an individual. Like, it hurts. It sucks. It sucks looking at your flaws and knowing, oh man, I suck at this. I have a deficit at drawing, or I have a deficit at value, or whatever I'm doing, and I have flaws, and you have to address those flaws. And sometimes you just don't want to. You don't want to accept that you make mistakes. It's just like human nature. Like, we just don't want to accept that we make mistakes. And that's one of the reasons, that's another reason why when we're drawing, we're not improving, is because we notice, we know something's wrong, and we actually know the reason why that thing is, why the drawing's wrong, but we're too proud. We're way too proud to accept the fact, like, oh man, everything I make is perfect. No, this person's leg is not 5 inches longer than his other leg. It's perfect. Therefore I'm perfect. Therefore, nothing is wrong with this drawing. Nothing's wrong with it. So we don't want to draw. Like, okay, that's enough of the rant. Like, we want to draw. Like, I want to draw. I'm kind of generalizing things. Basically trying to say, like, there's days where you don't want to draw. And what builds us, what builds you as an individual, or whatever, I think it does. I think art is a great character builder, because I view art through the lens of, like, discipline. If you have the discipline to draw every day, I think you have the discipline to, like, do almost anything, because if you can apply that discipline of drawing every day to anything else, you're going to improve. And I don't mean, like, I think we always think like we always kind of lump this personal development and personal growth thing into this monetary growth. Like, we assume that being a better person in general is going to yield more wealth, or more monetary wealth. Like, we're going to get more cash. And I don't really concern myself with that. That's a completely different topic. That's a completely different topic. But anyways, there's going to be days you just don't want to do it. And what builds you as an individual is to pick up that pencil, slap that sketchbook on the table, and start drawing. Whether you want to do it or not. You're not going to always want to do it. You're not always going to want to draw, especially if it's like a subject matter that you don't want to draw. Especially if you're pursuing work, or pursuing a problem that is supposed to improve you as an artist. If you're actually kind of if you're educating yourself outside of, like, the college, as if there's only one college. I'm going to go to the college this year. No, if you're seeking self-improvement, and you're learning, you're kind of like self-teaching, self-taught. I hate saying self-taught, but anyways, if you're trying to educate yourself without, a teacher or a tutor or some sort of guide, it can be kind of hard, because when you have to see the flaws in your work, and you have to accept that there's a flaw there, and you have to purposely, with intent, try to improve that flaw. And that's hard. That's hard to do. It's a hard pill to swallow, And that's one of the reasons why it's hard to draw every day. It takes discipline. It takes scheduling. It takes motivation. It doesn't take inspiration, because inspiration is going to get, like, your foot in the door. But inspiration is going to die out like super fast once you have a work of art or a piece that you're working on that kind of stops you. Like you don't know, like you get lost, like you get confused on the outcome of this drawing or this work, you know? Inspiration is just going to like maybe get you to buy a sketchbook or to buy the art materials, but it's not going to get you to sit down and start making the work that you've always dreamed of doing or want to do, you know? Anyways, that's my rant about things, doing things that you don't want to do, but you have to do them because you love doing them. That was a mouthful. Doesn't mean it makes sense really. I think that's it. I think 11 minutes is good enough. Anyways, thank you so much for dropping by, stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You all rock. Cheers.